So hello again, just thought I'd give you an update on running the still upgrade with the marrow brandy. So it's going great at the moment, it's all equalised out. I'm running the still at about just under 100, so it's about 98 or something like that. And the bubble plate's equalised out beautifully. It's getting its reflux from the onion, or alembic bulb. And it's filling that and flooding that all on its own without a deflaminator, without any sort of condensing or anything like that. It's just ambient air that's doing that. And if you look there, you can see all them little bubbles coming out. That's perfect. Not too flooded, it's not halfway up the glass or anything like that. It's just enough to flood those little holes so the bubbles can get through it. So that's another distillate in itself. So what we've got here is the boiler sitting at 94, it'll probably score at about 95, and basically what you're looking at, you're adding up distillations. So the boiler itself, that would be one distillation that's coming straight out of the pot, and then we've got two distillations, that's number 2. So this is roughly calculated, it's not scientific. So we've got one in the pot, one in the glass, and then just a little bit more reflux in there, and it comes round, and you've probably just got half to one in the thumper. So by the time it comes off, this is just a single run because I haven't got enough brandy to go through. I only had 25 litres, I'm not going to do hundreds of litres of it. That's all of the marrow I had, all the wine I had. So really you're only going to do one run. So the idea is, I've infused that in there with ginger after I took the shots off. So I took the 4 shots off first, 300 ml of it with it being brandy. Usually get a few more, sort of a bit more headiness with it being more acidic as well. Brandy's usually got a lot of 4 shots on it. Just to be on the safe side, took 300 ml off, and then switched it all off. This was empty to start with. It was just running the steam straight through it, and then after I'd collected the 4 shots, I opened that up, added quarter full of wash that's in the boiler, so with the marrow wash, and then added about 2 thumb size pieces of blended ginger with the wash, and put that in there to infuse. And then that's coming off now. That's jar number 1, probably halfway up already, and it's come off lovely at about 80%, and it's sitting there steady. It's sat there steady since that jar started filling. Nice steady drip. And what I've noticed on this though, with it being quite sort of, I suppose there's lots of ambient air going around it. I've got the window open a little bit there as well, I'll probably shut it in a moment, but a little bit of a breeze and this slows down, because obviously the distillate cools in the copper, and copper is a good heat conductor but also it loses heat, so it doesn't keep the heat as good. So a little breeze past that, it's going to cool down. And also if the voltage on this drops up and down, so if something gets used down in my house, I'm up in my workshop at the moment but we're on the same system, if your wife switches the kettle on, that might drop a little bit, so I'll have to keep an eye out for that. But overall, that's working beautifully. So that was a little plan that I came up with. Of I didn't really want to use a deflaminator, it's just the one side glass. I want to get an extra distillation out of it, and this actually gives a very good purity because it's got a good copper contact. So if you can get your hands on something like this, I found this in a charity shop, or a thrift shop if you're in America. So basically second-hand stuff people don't want, and this was an old vase made out of copper. I disassembled it, make sure there wasn't any crappy old solder on there, made out of lead, and I resoldered it all together, and I crimped the edges. Took a while to do it, I hammered it and crimped it. You can see the crimped edges there, just crimped with pliers, and then it was soldered. And the solder's not that appealing, but it works and it's very good. And this part here, the lin arm, like I said earlier in the other video I think I did, this would normally be my reflux column, but I'm using it as a lin arm because it's more copper contact and it gives a little bit of a distance between that and the thumper. So there you go, and that's got a head temperature of 82. Probably don't really need it on a thumper, but there was already a hole drilled in there for when I used it as a straight on the pot still, so I might as well use it and just see what's happening on it. But basically there's a lovely smell coming off that. Oh, it's very fruity, Oh, and the ginger, it's got just a little punch. It's almost like oh, it smells something like a mulled wine. It's got that little gingery, Christmassy smell. So if you want to try that, you've got shitloads of marrows this year in your garden, which most people have if you grow them. Make them into wine, bang for the still, and I'll give you an update of what it tastes like. Alright, thanks for watching. Bye.